Welcome back to part 2. Alright, so our next one we are gonna work with our second method, which we call the define function. Define function. So the define function can create both global or a global and local constants, but not class constants. It could create local but not class constants like we did in our const modifier. The first argument to this function is the constant's name and the second is its value. So let's define it. We said that the define function can create global and local constants but not class constants. To initialize a define function, the first argument to this function is the constant's name and the second is its value. So an example, so we are using the define function, so we use the define keyword, which we call define. Okay, next we want to debug. We want to use a, for the first argument we want to use a constant's name, so we say debug, all caps, and then we put comma, and for it says the second is its value, so we want to choose a value as 1, for example, and put a semicolon after that, the end of the arguments. Just like the constants up there, created with const, the define constants are used also without a dollar sign, and the values cannot be modified. Just a note of that, guys. Okay, so next, if you want to print out this, so it should do something like this: echo debug. Let's Control S, Command S to save, and then go to our browser and reload. So we get the value as 1 right here. Yep. Alright, so next, so like the constants modifiers, it's created with const, right? But the value for defining maybe any like a scalar data, like the scalar data type, like integer, float, string, or as booleans. Unlike const modifier, however, the define function allows an expression to be used in the assignment, such as a variable or the result of a mathematical expression. I'll show you guys an example. Let's comment this first example. So we can get something again defined. We want our first argument to be a constant, so we say 1 and comma 1 again. And then our second, we can say define again, we say 2, right? Look over here, guys. We say 2, and then we are calling this, right? 1. So we say 1 plus 1. Remember, we gotta be like 2. We gotta show, because we're calling 2 and we want the answer. So the answer of this is 1, right? Obviously. So over here, we want to call the second define function 2. Because we have, for our first argument function, we have put 2 as in the letter 2's, you know? In letters. So we want to print it as 2. I know that this will print out 2 because 1, we are getting 1, which the answer the first function is 1. So obviously we say 1. We are just calling it from here. So we say 1 plus 1, which will go to 2. So the constants are case sensitive by default, right? However, the define function takes a third optional argument that may be set to true to create a case-insensitive constants. So, for example, we say, let's first comment this out so we won't be bothered. So we got define once more the keyboard, and we say debug, which our first argument. Our second argument we say 1, and we want to use a case-insensitive constant to set it to true. So we say true. Next we want to debug, because we are calling this, so that our answer will be 1. Let's Control S, Command S to save. Let's go back to our browser and reload. See if we get 1. Okay. To check whether a constant already exists, right? The define function can be used, and that this function that I'm gonna show you guys works for constants created with a const or a define methods. So let's comment this out and I'll show you guys example of to check whether a constant already exists, right? We are always gonna use a if statement. So we say it is not defined pi, and we just want to print it out. We say define, we are calling it out. You guys can use it to check it out. And we say 3.14. 3.14. This is the way, let me comment. This is the way to check whether a constant already exists. Yeah, this is the way you checked whether. So PHP 7 made it possible to create constant arrays using the define function. The support for constant arrays that was created with constant that was existed since 5.6, but PHP 7 made it better. Yes, so back in the older version of PHP, like 5.6 or later, you had a constant of arrays. You can do something like this: constant CA. I don't know why I commented out. Let's comment this out. You guys had let's say constant CA as in California or some CA, and we want to sort the array as in 1, 2, and 3, right? This is, you can still use this, but this is like the older version. This is like in PHP 5.6, or you can say later. But in PHP 7 and the following PHP 8 or whatever in the future, you can use this define function. You can say, let's comment this out. You can say define CA, and we put the arrays. We can sort the arrays like this, and yeah, that's it. You can use in PHP 7 or feature of PHP. Yeah. Okay guys, now I want to make this video short, and I will see you guys in part 3.